we constantly hear about what is going on the border. And the fact of the matter is that China has taken 2,000 kilometers of our territory, okay, square kilometers. And frankly, we haven't said anything. The Prime Minister hasn't said anything. The military has clearly said that they're sitting in our territory, but the Prime Minister said nobody has come. This sends a very clear message to China. And the message is we can do whatever we want, and India will not respond, right? And in fact, in some of the conversations that they are having with our military, they're actually making the statement that, look, your Prime Minister himself has said we are not in your territory. So what is the conversation about? So that's one aspect of it.
Yeah, to them it will look like we are whistling in the dark to allay fear.
Yeah. No, and
looking somewhere
no,
else.
imagine if you are the leader, right? And your forces and my forces are negotiating, and your forces are coming and saying you're in my territory, and then I say no, but your leader has said we're not. So it destroys the entire negotiation position of India. Right? So that's one aspect of it. The second aspect of it is how conflict has been transformed. And conflict has been transformed because earlier you fought on a border, now you fight everywhere. Right? So you fight by shutting down power stations, you can fight by attacking the railway system, you can fight by militarily attacking, you can fight.
And the oldest trick is to contaminate border.
Yeah, so you can do that. So the single most important thing in the 21st century is that a country has internal cohesion, that there's harmony in the country, that people are not fighting, that there's peace in the country, and the country has a vision. The point is not going to war, right? The point is being in a position where you cannot be attacked. And there's a link between a weak economy, a confused nation without vision, hatred and anger, and the Chinese sitting in our territory. Because they know that we are dealing with internal matters, internal confusion, an internal lack of harmony, and so they can just go in and do whatever they want. Other huge element of the problem is what has happened in Ukraine, right? And essentially what the Russians have done in Ukraine is they've said, look, we will not accept that the Ukrainians have a strong relationship with the West. And they've basically told the Ukrainians, if you have a strong relationship with the West, we will alter your geography. And that is the exact same principle that can be applied in India. What the Chinese are saying to us is, be careful with what you're doing, because we will alter your geography. We will enter Ladakh, we will enter Arunachal, and what I can see is them building a platform for that type of an approach. So as an Indian person, I don't want to be somebody who's warmongering, but I'd like our country to be aware that there are real problems on the border, and those problems on the border are connected to what is going on inside our country. When Indian fights Indian, when the economy doesn't work, when there's joblessness, our external opponents can take advantage of that situation. As the nation, how do we empower this person's skills? So I gave you the example of Bellary, right, which is the jeans capital of India. Now Bellary should be exporting jeans to the rest of the world, should be exporting different types of jeans, should be innovating on jeans. Right? Bellary has been shut down because of demonetization and wrongly applied GST. And you've literally taken a hub which could challenge the Chinese across the world in making jeans, and you've destroyed it. It used to have 4.5 lakh people working there, it now has 50,000.